Imagine looking over the edge of a massive stone wall and seeing an endless sea of tents, weapons, and dust. You are entirely surrounded by the Assyrian army, the most lethal military machine of the ancient world. The Assyrians lead their campaign with a calculated psychological attack. They send an envoy named Rabshakeh, armed with a message designed to break the city's spirit before a single sword is drawn. Standing where the terrified citizens can hear him, Rabshakeh shouts his demands. He specifically targets their minds, mocking their trust in their king, Hezekiah, and laughing at their reliance on their God, Yahweh. This map of the ancient Near East shows exactly why Rabshakeh is so confident. The dark zone represents the Assyrian Empire, swallowing the entire northern kingdom of Israel, leaving Judah as a single, isolated dot. It forces a strange question. Hezekiah is known as one of the most devout kings in history. Why is he facing such intense spiritual mockery, and how did his nation end up backed completely into a corner? To understand the tension, we have to jump back a few years. Hezekiah takes the throne of Judah at age 25, and he brings a fierce, absolute dedication to Yahweh that the kingdom hadn't seen in generations. He moves immediately to dismantle the nation's religious infrastructure, systematically smashing the high places and cutting down the Asherah poles that dotted the landscape. He even takes the sacred bronze serpent that Moses built centuries earlier and smashes it to pieces. The people had started burning incense to it, corrupting a historical relic into a modern idol. The biblical authors give his reign a singular assessment. The text in 2 Kings states that there was no king like him in Judah before or after. It takes immense nerve to violently tear down a society's deeply rooted cultural idols. Hezekiah proves his devotion by dismantling what his own people worshipped. But internal spiritual purity does not stop an external, unstoppable geopolitical disaster. King Sennacherib of Assyria arrives, marching straight for him. The Assyrian war machine systematically rolls through Judah, crushing and dismantling the outer fortified cities one by one until they reach Jerusalem. Watching total annihilation approach his gates, Hezekiah has a deeply human reaction. The absolute faith he carried during peacetime begins to fracture under the sheer pressure of survival. Desperate, he agrees to pay Sennacherib a massive, humiliating tribute. Hezekiah resorts to physically scraping the gold plating off the very doors of the Lord's temple to gather enough silver and gold to buy them off. Absolute devotion doesn't grant immunity from harsh worldly realities. In this moment, Hezekiah learns that panic-driven human compromises rarely provide actual security, which brings us back to the present day, with the Assyrians surrounding the walls. Hezekiah's desperate payout had achieved absolutely nothing. This diagram illustrates his strategy. Temple gold on one side, a peace treaty on the other. The Assyrians accepted the payment, but broke the treaty to conquer the city. Now, Rabshakeh's taunts carried devastating weight. Every human strategy, wealth, diplomacy, political deals, is completely exhausted. The crisis has successfully cornered Hezekiah. He is trapped in a space where absolutely zero human solutions remain. This reveals the core spiritual lesson of 2 Kings 18. While Hezekiah showed courage by reforming his nation during peace, the true depth of his worship is only revealed in the crucible of absolute crisis. When the temple gold is gone and the enemy is at the gates, true faith means relying entirely on God. In this story, that total surrender of control is what paves the way for his rescue.